New World Order, you underestimated the people. You took a gamble and you lost.
Okay, we don't like this. Okay, well then we're going to do this, and that is just how it's going to be.
Evidence brought to light that there is a corrupt officer, or that officer did shoot that kid on purpose.
I don't care how I look, I don't care how I sound, I don't care what the beat is. I just care the message gets across.
What's up, everyone? This is the Tin Man with the Resistance. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance. And this video is in response to Conspiracy Anon's video responding to attacks from Anonymous regarding Conspiracy Anon's monetization of Anonymous videos. And before I go into that, I want to point out I am not targeting Anonymous. I am not talking shit on Anonymous. I am not turning my back on Anonymous. As you see, I've got the Anonymous flag in the background. TWDRN and myself are huge advocates for the Anonymous Collective. And with that being said, it has come to my attention that Conspiracy Anon has been getting a lot of shit for his monetization of Anonymous videos, and which is in violation of Anonymous's policy that no Anonymous videos should be monetized. However, there's some points I wish to bring up here. First of all, I understand the reasoning behind not permitting monetization on Anon content, because people can use it and abuse it. You know, that's a given. I can understand and respect that. But the point I wish to address here in that is that before targeting somebody for monetization on this issue, just in general, you need to take a look at why. Are they monetizing so that they can be advocates, or are they monetizing for profit? And that's something that really needs to be looked at. It needs to be determined whether or not these people are activists and Anon advocates for profit, or whether they're taking profit so that they can be activists and Anon advocates. Because let's face facts. Whether we like it or not, money does make the world go round. And many ops, such as feeding and clothing and sheltering the homeless, takes money. That shit ain't cheap. Okay, ask any homeless shelter or religious-based charity program. It takes money for this shit to happen. So we really can't fault anybody for utilizing money from monetization for these purposes. Now, if they were taking it to go down to the strip club or whatever, you know, that's a different story. You know, that can be an issue. But the way I think it should be run here, and this is just my opinion, I do not speak for the collective, Anonymous has no leader and so forth, but in my opinion, this is how I think it should be. Being that money makes the world go round, Anonymous is very strong. Monetization isn't going to hurt the Anonymous idea whatsoever. It's not going to demean the content of the videos. It's not going to demean or water down the message or the intent. And it's not going to kill the idea that is Anonymous. So I say, and again, this is just my opinion, let people monetize Anonymous content. After all, everybody's anonymous, so nobody can claim ownership of this content. So let it be monetized and let it be used to further the collective's objective, to get the homeless off the street, to provide internet to the citizens of countries who shut down internet services, like what happened in Egypt and other regions. I mean, I mean, shit, even if they're just building bomb shelters and stocking up supplies like food, weapon, clothes, and other provisions in case all-out war or martial law happens in their respective areas. Again, being prepared. It's basically what it is utilizing these resources. And that's what war is. That's what you do in war. You utilize the resources that you have available. And monetization is a resource. Money is a resource. How do you think the globalists got where they are? How do you think they fucked us so bad in this war that they're raging against us? They utilized their resources and fucked us straight up the ass and come shooting out our goddamn noses. So why not do the same thing? Utilize every fucking resource available to us for the betterment of the cause, for the betterment of humanity. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And even if they take a little extra off the top just to keep a roof over their head and put food and clothes for their family. You know, so long as they're doing the job and they're advocating for the idea and fighting in the activist community and are demonstrating that they are committed, who cares about the monetization? Now go ahead and shut down the other motherfuckers who are just doing it for profit. But for those who are really out there doing it because they believe in the idea and they want to change the world for the better, let them utilize these resources. It's only helping. It can only help humanity so long as it's being used in the right way. And that's another point I want to bring up. Going back to proving yourselves true advocates. You know, a lot of Anons are getting conspiracy Anon's case, lest they forget, or do they even know, that Conspiracy Anon has been one of the biggest Anon advocates around. He's been doing this with you guys since the beginning. He, until I came along, was the biggest contending voice against Daniel of the YRV anti-anonymous thing. And it wasn't, and up until the point that I came along and dealt the death blow to that whole fucking thing. You know, Conspiracy Anon was and is probably the biggest advocate and supporter of Anonymous. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say he is an asset, but he's definitely a huge advocate and supporter, and has proven himself loyal to the cause. So that's just my opinion. Like I said, look at where the money's going. He's addressed this many times in the past. Look at where the money's going and see if his intentions are noble or selfish. And then base your determinations off that. And I'm not just saying this and making this video because Conspiracy Anon works for TWBRN. No. It's because I'm his boss in TWBRN doesn't mean that I'm gonna agree with everything everybody does. Okay? If somebody does something stupid, as a supervisor, I'm gonna address it. So that's that. The reason I address this is because, as I've been saying for a long time, in war you gotta look at the bigger picture. You can't be caught up in this petty bullshit, and I see a lot of it happening nowadays. Everybody's getting caught up in this petty bullshit, division bullshit, which is exactly the opposite of what TWBRN is. TWBRN, the Worldwide Resistance Network, is a neutral platform for all activists to come together, regardless of their differences and opinions or whatever, and work together for the common good. focusing on what is the same rather than what is different. And I see too much of focusing on what is different or contending with something you don't necessarily agree with, whether it's right or wrong. Even to the point of minute bullshit. I'm sorry, but with everything that's going on in the world, there are bigger things to focus on rather than monetization of video. Hell, if you want to focus on money rather than focusing on who's monetizing anonymous videos, if you want to focus on money and really deal a death blow here, and this is just an idea, take it or leave it, but go after the bank accounts and the financial holdings of the 13 families, the ones who got us into this fucking mess in the first place. Hijack their accounts, disappear the fucking money, and distribute it against the poor, distribute it to the poor and the needy, those who could use it. Bankrupt the 13 families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and so forth. Bankrupt their asses and give all their money to the little people who are either on the street or living in third world shitty countries getting fucked over. You know, wherever you want to delegate it, fucking delegate it, but fucking do it. I mean, there's a possible idea, a fucking end game solution right there. And I don't know who the fuck this is, but fuck you, 800 number. But seriously, there's an idea for you. You want to attack a monetary aspect? Go after the bank accounts of the 13 families, bankrupt their asses, and delegate the money to those who need it, rather than focusing on petty bullshit. Now, you can and will do whatever the hell you want, and I'm not going to begrudge you that. I'm a huge Anon advocate. I support Anonymous and whatever they're doing. I'm just throwing out my thoughts and opinions on the matter, because I don't get caught up in petty bullshit. I look at the grand scheme of things. I look at the bigger picture. And that's what everybody needs to do. Okay, we are at war. We can't focus on the petty bullshit. Okay? The petty, minuscule, non-important bullshit. And in fact, I'm going to make a video in the coming days addressing all the pointless, quote, conspiracy theories that people seem to be focusing on. Because people need to have their focus redirected, obviously. But again, people are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to do and say what they want to do and say, regardless of what I say or think. And right or wrong, it's just going to be the way it is. And as such, if they can do and say what they want, I can do and say what I want. Tim and out. You're watching this, you are the resistance.